Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I've said it before, there are some sites out there that are what you would call supposedly discount travel websites. And I'm not going to mention any names because I might get sued. But let's just say there are some discount websites out there, and you know what? Sometimes you can find a very good deal with them. Not always. Majority of the time, in fact, it's the exact same rates you see on the cruise line site, except that they're advertising that they're saving you 70%, but really it's the exact same price. But we'll get by that. But here's another problem that has now been popping up because of everything that's going on, where they're just going to keep your money. So long before I ever became a travel agent, I knew the benefits of dealing with a travel agent for the fact that, number one, they are the person I can ask questions for if I'm unsure. So when I was my first time ever going to Russia, I had no idea what I was doing. And the travel agent had been there. I was able to springboard questions back and forth. Great. No problem there. Also, if there's an issue, I have a name and a person I can contact. Where when you deal with like a website that is like a discount website, and every time you call in, you tend to get a different person. So unless they're doing really good tracking on the computer and writing down, typing in every little detail of every little thing that's been going on all through your history of this, sometimes waiting 2 years to cruise, things get missed. And one person says one thing, another person says another thing, where when you're dealing with a travel agent, if they say something, you usually have that person's email in writing and they remember saying it. So yeah, that's one of the benefits. But one of the real things that's happening now, so there's a lot of cruises obviously being canceled right now because of what's going on in the world. And so as an example, when you call most travel agents, you call your travel agent, you say, yes, I like to, my cruise is going to be canceled. What are my options? And right now the options are you're going to get future cruise credits or you can get your money back. It's going to take this long. The agent will let you know and you go, okay, great. You know what? I just want my money back. The agent will put in, refund, and away you go. And that's it. Case dismissed. You wait for your money. And after that point, after the agent cancels your cruise, that's it. They can't call the cruise line anymore and say, where's the money? They don't have that kind of power. All they can do is do the initial action. And after that, you got to wait to your money, especially in this situation. Normally, most cases in the normal situation, 5 to 10 business days, it's easily back in your account. However, when you book sometimes with the other websites, the discount websites, what they sometimes do is they block out a whole bunch of cabins on cruises. And they end up paying money to hold these cabins. So they initially lay out some money. Now, it's nowhere near the full cost of all those cabins. It's a percentage of each cabin. Very small percentage, so 5%, something like that. So, but they have the money and the backing to do that. So what people are finding out right now is that their cruise is going to be canceled, or they have been canceled. And when they contact these websites to say, yes, I would like my money back, they say, no, sorry, you can't have your money back. You can only have a future cruise credit. And some of the websites out there are actually saying, not only that, in order to use your future cruise credit, you have to use us in the future, and you have 6 months to do it. Well, the cruise lines are saying you have till December 2021 to use your future cruise credit. Yes, but if you want to use yours with us, you have 6 months to make a booking. Not that you have to go within 6 months, but you have to make your booking within 6 months, or you lose your cruise. So a lot of people are becoming very quickly aware and going, oh, wait a minute, what's this rate? And one of the reasons is that cash outlay that they have to put out to do these things. Not only that, these websites have to run offices and operators and phone numbers and all this other stuff. And all that stuff costs money. All that has, and you know, right now there's not a lot of income coming in for travel agents. Not a lot of money in any situation going around. So they want to keep as much money in their hands as possible. And they don't want to take a chance on you getting your money back and then going and spending it with the cruise line directly or with another website or with a different travel agency. They want your money to stay in their house. Kind of perfectly understandable from the business side of things, but as a consumer and as a cruiser, your options become very limited. Not only do you have to choose a cruise that you might not be interested just for the fact that you have to use your cruise credits by a certain amount of time, but in this situation when everybody, a lot of people are out of work and are waiting money and are worried about their mortgages, that you can't get your money back at any time. Even waiting 90 days is better than not being able to get your money back. Is not a great situation for a lot of people out there. And I'm getting numerous emails from people saying that they did this, and I commiserate. I really do. It's one of those situations that things look really good, and you know what? Hey, I saved $400 on my $3,000 cruise. That's a pretty good savings. But now something happens. They're getting the runaround. They can't get their money back. And that $400 is looking like a pittance compared to all the money they could potentially lose for booking this cruise. So yeah, it's just another thing to be watched out for. You should always find out the terms and conditions. Check those terms and conditions for canceling your cruises, cruises being canceled or redirected. What if you were going to book a Japan cruise and the cruise line suddenly said, sorry, we can't go to Japan, you're going to Australia instead? Well, I've been to Australia, that wasn't the one I wanted to do. Can I get my money back? No, you have to go to Australia. So find out what those exact terms and details are. And yeah, like I always say, sometimes things look too good to be true, and quite often it turns out they are. And you could have used these websites for 5 years and never had an issue, but it's that one time you have an issue, that one time you needed help, that it kind of pulls into question the entire time of using something like that. But hey, some people swear by them and have no problems ever. Ever. It's only when something does pop up that the real things start to happen. And some of the people on those other ends are really helpful. Some of the people that you call into those websites are super helpful, very nice. They'll do what they can for you. And then others, they just couldn't be bothered. So, but then again, you can get that with any travel agent. There are travel agents that will work really hard for you, and there are travel agents that once they have your money, they don't care anymore. And so it's always a buyer beware situation. And so that's when I say to people, you know what, if people call up and they say, I've been dealing with this travel agent for a long time and I really trust them and everything. So, for instance, they wanted to go on my group cruise, but they really like their travel agent. They really trust them, and they kind of felt like they were betraying them. I said, well, tell you what, have your travel agent book the group cruise. Just let me know the booking number and your cabin number, and I'll include you in the group, even though you haven't booked through me. I said, but if anything comes up and anything sails and all that, I can't help you with it because it's not my booking. But you're more than welcome to join the group. So I like people who find travel agents out there that they trust and that they like, because that's 90% of the relationship. Because I always tell you, 99% of the time, the price you're going to get from a travel agent is exactly the price you will get from the cruise line. The good thing is that if you ever need a sounding board, hey, what excursion is good? Should I get off the ship in this port? Is there a lot to do? How do I need visa or do I need a passport? Can I just bring my driver's license and birth certificate? I had a DUI 10 years ago. Can I get into Canada? All these questions a travel agent can help you find out the answer for and make your decisions a lot easier. So if you find an agent out there that you really like, that's terrific. That's the best news you can possibly have. And you know what? People get very excited and very attached to their travel agents. And as a travel agent myself, wink wink, I can personally tell you I have so many people out there that we're on, first name basis, that we call to talk to each other. We're not cruising for a year and a half, but we'll call on the weekend to say hi, how are you doing, and stuff like that. So it's really satisfying to me when people are happy and people are enjoying themselves. And that's the kind of agent you really want to find out there, somebody who cares about you. And if you want to have an agent that's in your city, and you can find one in your city that you have that one-on-one thing with, that's fantastic. That's the best thing you can have. The worst experience you can have is if you book something and there's a problem coming up and you call in and you get the third person that you've been talking to about this issue and they say, well, there's nothing here on your file saying anything. That's not the kind of help that you would really need, especially if you're a first-time, second-time cruiser. Find yourself a good agent, one that you like, and it might take 2 or 3 vacations to find one. But once you do, trust me, you'll feel so much more confident in booking things, and you'll feel that that person has your best interest at heart more than they're just looking for money. And that is absolutely the relationship you want with a travel agent. And you can't have that relationship with a website. Unless it's YouTube. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe, and whenever we can, a great vacation.